Hey folks, today I'm having a look at this T-Gauge 1/450 scale Attaché case that I recently got. I had wanted to get one of these for quite some time, but every time I would check, they'd be out of stock. So this is a 2026 iteration of this. There have been some different designs as far as I know in the past, but this is the one from this year. So I'm having a look at it, and I've really impressed at the level of detail you get in such a small scale with these things. I've done some T-gauge videos in the past of the trains and the track and stuff like this, but this is the first time doing a briefcase type layout. So I've done briefcase videos of the knock Z scale and N scale briefcases in the past as well. So you can have a look at those on my channel. So here, what is coming with this is everything that you see, all of the little buildings and other scenery objects and such. The power supply over here on the left comes with this, and so it's complete. The train does not come with it, so I've got my I.C.E. That's a Deutsche Bahn, German railroad, high-speed express passenger train that I've got on there, and it's only 5 pieces of it. I've actually got the 8-piece train set of that, but this layout is pretty tiny, so I'm only using 5 cars out of that train set to show this. And also the background that you see, that mountain background, that does not come with it. I put that in afterwards, as well as the little grassy area inside the lid there that you see behind the train. That's something that I added myself. I just felt like just the plain black inside of the attaché lid just didn't look right to me. But that's how it comes, is without any scenery. So I've added that mountain scenery. It's actually a small poster that I got on Amazon. I think the description said it was someplace in Colorado, Rocky Mountain or something. But anyway, the nice thing about that little poster is that the scale, if you look at the buildings in the background, it's close enough to the scale of the buildings in the foreground to fit in nicely. And so I trimmed it down. The poster was actually larger, but I trimmed it down to fit in, and then added the little grassy area in front to make it look nice. And I will probably be adding some more figures, maybe vehicles. I'm feeling like I want to also change out some of the buildings for some different buildings and structures on there. Just personal preferences and customizing, making it my own. Definitely want to add some animals. We want to maybe let's close in on this a little bit so you can see some detail here. I'm thinking maybe putting some little goats, sheep on this hillock here, and adding maybe some cows over here. Those horses need to move. They look way too regimented to me in that position that they're in. So I'll probably move them and add some cows in another part of the field. And I also want to add a windmill over in this area. Now, not a Dutch style windmill, but a electricity generating windmill, and not the modern gigantic things that you see today, but the old fashioned from the, especially you'd see in farms in the US back in the 40s, 1940s. You see those small windmill fans that would generate electricity for the farmhouse. I want to put one of those in over there, maybe some other buildings as well, some railroad outbuildings and stuff like that. So, but this is really a nice unit, and I'm going to get the train going here in just a second. So it comes with this power supply and the cable and stuff, this little red cable, and it also in the back over there you see there's an auto reverse module back here that will automatically reverse the train back out of the siding where the little train station is there if you want it to do that. The one thing that mine didn't come with, I was a little surprised, is it didn't come with the power cord and power supply, which is just basically a USB type power supply for this control unit. And I'm not sure if that was a mistake on their part or what. Happily, I already had some cables and a power supply that I could use for the control box, but that's just a note that I'll mention that mine did not come with that. And these are quite expensive, by the way. This was over $800 for this attaché case, and we know that the knock cases too are very expensive, upwards of $2,000 or more for the larger ones. So I'm not going to say that this is out of range as far as the price goes, but they're certainly not cheap, right? So there we have it, the T-gauge version of an attaché case. And let's turn the power on here. Get the power going. You can hear that little hum from this PWM controller here. Pulse wave modulation is what they use, and the pulse wave modulation actually it's almost like an AC modulated signal with half of the wave cut out. So you get this pulse wave, and it allows for fine control of these tiny little trains. So let's get the train going, and we'll show you how that goes. We can go at quite a crawl there. I'll close up on the train here, and you can see how slowly you can control this tiny little train. And just for scale, I'll put my hand behind the train, and you can see how tiny that really is. There, we'll speed it up here, get it rolling out of the station there, and let's just flip that switch back there so that we don't derail it when it comes back around. T-gauge does offer as well powered switches at this scale. The one that comes with this attaché case is a manual one. I'm tempted to put a powered one in there and put a little switch somewhere. See, it just got hung up on something there just a tiny bit. They are so tiny, these trains. Doesn't take much to hang them up. And it may be that I need to clean the track, or there might have been something on the track somewhere, I don't know. There you go, there it is, going in clockwise direction. And we'll reverse it now. Little reverse button there. Get it going in the opposite direction. There. And one of the things I'm not crazy about on the layout is the little locomotive house over here, this black with red and black stripe roof here. It just looks like it's out of scale. So my plan is to remove that, and then I will be cutting down the height of that and repainting it to make it look a little more to scale. So, and I've considered also possibly adding the overhead catenary poles, which the I.C.E. is an electric train, similar to, I'm in the United States, I live in the Boston region, and we have the American Amtrak Acela train that is very similar to this I.C.E. in its appearance and its top speeds and stuff like that. So I was tempted to put in those catenary poles that would go around the track all the way around. And I don't know if I would actually put in the tiny catenary line, the actual wiring, because it would block you from being able to get in there and put the train on the track and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about that, but probably going to put in those catenary poles at least to make it look better for a train like this. So let's slow her down. We'll bring her into the station. Let's change that switch there, and I'll show you how it goes into the station, and I'll show you how that automatic reverse unit detects it and automatically reverses the train when it comes into the station there. So you'll see it'll automatically kick back like that. And there's another option on this PWM controller that they give you where, let's stop the train for a moment, where you can actually set this switch here this way, and it'll add a 5-second delay where it will stop the train when it gets to the detector back there. It'll stop it for 5 seconds and then automatically send it back out to the main line again. So I'll show you how that works. Let's get it rolling again. We'll reverse it, get it going back into the station. You'll see that with that unit option set, it stops the train automatically and then automatically starts it back out of the station again. It can go in that direction where it reverses, or you could also, if you made your own larger layout, you could have it where it stops at a station, in the main line, and then waits a few seconds and then continues on in that same direction it was going before. So the little detector units are quite versatile that way. So I just thought I would do a little video on this and show people what this looks like. Hope you enjoy this kind of thing. If you love the idea of a scale of this size, I'll put a few links in the description where you can go look at these T-gauge trains and accessories and decide if it's something that you would like to do yourself.